I need a minute to walk away from the crowd. I don't know if you can see, it's a little nutty, but I wanted to, I don't know if you can all hear me, wanted to give you all the review, and to be walking away from the marquee of Music Man. So I just left, played my first show at Music Man with Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster, and I think people are cheering. He must be, I'm assuming it's for Hugh Jackman. They're just leaving the theater. They're just leaving. It's about almost quarter of 11. So it's been a while since I've done a Broadway show. So this is the behind the scenes, all the juicy, the good stuff that I feel is the kind of stuff I want to share with Patreon, because you've all been there the past couple of years, some of you, and so thank you. I realize I was trying to do the math. I'm not making a whole lot of sense. I'm still high on adrenaline. I'm probably a little jittery. The last show I subbed was on Porgy and Bess in 2012. And then I think after that I went back to Mamma Mia. They moved to the Broadhurst from Winter Garden. Now here's another little history about all this for me and for the theater. The Winter Garden is where Mamma Mia played. Well, I'll go back even further. He's got to hail somebody. When I was about 5 years old, I went and saw Cats. Yes, I saw Cats. When I was about 5, when we used to live in New Jersey, before we moved out to the Midwest, and that was at the Winter Garden Theater. And so then, was it 17 years later? I was 18 years later. I guess maybe I was 17 years later. I went and played in the pit at the Winter Garden, Mamma Mia, my very first Broadway show, and I was 23, just got out of school. It's still kind of amazing to me, and I don't mean that how amazing am I? It's more just, wow, I was only 3 months out of school. I went to do summer stock in that summer, came back, met a fellow alumni from Manhattan School of Music, and played Mamma Mia. And I gotta say, some of these long-running shows really can prove to be a lifeboat in terms of income, stability, in a very unstable industry. And as I would go away, music direct this or play that, I was able to come back, and Mamma Mia was still there. Mamma Mia was there. And I was just now in the pit thinking about when was the last time I was in a Broadway pit. And Mamma Mia played to about 2015 at the Broadhurst. I did a couple shows there, but after Porgy and Bess in 2012, I think I moved away and started music directing more regional shows and music directing off-Broadway. I had Pageant off-Broadway, which was my first legit, off-Broadway title for music directing. And then I went and did a show at the Irish Repertory Theater with Alice Ripley right after she did Next to Normal. She won the Tony for that. She toured that, and then we did a little off-Broadway together. And I still work with Alice. Every now and then I'll play her concerts, and we have a really good time. So now I'm back at the Winter Garden with Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster, and I'm gonna ruin her name, so someone help me. Jane Howdeshell? Howdeshell? She played Eulalie McKechnie Shin, who has the Grecian urns. And if you watch Only Murders in the Building, like I watch Only Murders in the Building with Steve Martin and Martin Short, Jane Howdeshell, I know I'm ruining her name. She plays Bunny, and that's the second season. I can't spoil it. You got to watch it. Anyway, tonight was my first night playing back on Broadway, which from Porgy and Bess was 10 years, but I guess with Mamma Mia I went back and forth. It was still 8 years. I can't do math right now. I'm really tired. It's just crazy. So I explained a little bit in one of my previous videos, you can go check it out, where, you know, they give you the score and they give you a video of the conductor. But I knew going into this, as I've done it before, they give you the conductor, but I was playing for the associate conductor and the associate was conducting, so the video I was watching was of the music director, the head guy, Patrick Vaccarello, who also does the Tonys and does a lot of other award shows and other events like this. I didn't watch the video with the associate, so when the associate got up to conduct, it was different. It was very different. Fortunately, a show like Music Man is all rhythm based and it's all oompa oompa oompa, which is something else I wanted to share with you, because there is, even in something as simple as shapoopy, and you know I love to say shapoopy, and that happens to be in this show, there's a real art and a real understanding of rhythm and time, and I had to lock into the drums, which thankfully were right behind me with a plexiglass shield, so I could hear them, but they didn't make me go deaf, and the bass player. And so while the bass is playing 1 3 1 3, the drums are giving 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and so as I listen and play along at home with the recordings, I'm just locking in. And frankly, and I don't think I'm telling tales out of school, although sometimes we love to share some of the details that we don't get to share anywhere else, which is why I think this is the perfect relationship. But to be able to not always watch the conductor, because all I have to do in a lot of the rhythm of the show is just lock in with the drums and lock in with the bass, and then occasionally play some piano solos. Most of the time it's just about locking in with the rhythm section. And tonight there was a sub drummer and there was a new trumpet player. And also on a personal note, I ran into 2 college classmates of mine, a French horn player and a percussionist, and that was kind of cool. So, you know, it was the video I made before, my phone didn't have the memory space, so I swiped that, started over. I'm exhausted, I'm rambling, my adrenaline's high, I need to eat something probably. It's like 11 o'clock, but I gotta say, it was kind of wonderful. And the conductor was very complimentary. That's the other thing is, I've been doing this now it'll be 15 years this fall. 15 years that I started playing on Broadway and started subbing and playing and conducting and having chairs and having so many opportunities with a lot of work. But a lot of it too, they could just say, it doesn't work out. They could just say, we don't like the way you play it or whatever. Of course that didn't happen. But my advice to anyone doing this, and certainly myself, is do not take anything for granted. Listen to everything, be aware of everything, be mindful of everything, because something may get skipped, a line may get skipped, as you know, live theater, things happen. And so you want to be as prepared as possible, but as the word that comes to mind, unimpeachable, unlike other situations, but to be unimpeachable in your playing and in your character, so that they don't have any cause but to welcome you back. None of that is to paint a dark anything untoward. It's just you want to be on top of everything all the time, and you really do have to know everything. Not all at once, but I'm saying as you study, as you learn, as you grow, and by that listen to the videos, watch the videos, listen to the recordings. So at the end of the night, the conductor who I played for, it was, by the way, his book that I played from, his score, so he knew everything I was doing. And he was very complimentary and very kind and very generous and very calm and very welcoming, and that's not always the case. There's so much emotion that surrounds this. There's so much energy and ego. By the way, I don't know if you've experienced that in your work. This industry attracts a lot of interesting characters, and this guy just welcomed me and encouraged me to have a good time, but then also was very complimentary of the work I had done and thanked me for all that time, because I think also now that I'm in this moment reflecting on it, he really acknowledged the amount of time, because there's so many hours and hours and hours for the last couple of weeks that I've put in to every second of that music. And there really isn't a lot for the piano, but what you do play doesn't matter. So you have to be ready for all that. So thank you all. If you have any questions about this, I'm so curious to know what you think about it, about the process. It's kind of nutty, it's kind of crazy. The payoff in all this is that, you know, you get to know a show well, and if the show runs, which I think this is running pretty well, it can be a nice thing. So stay tuned. My best to everybody. Bye.